What's up, guys? I am Michael, the Madman Mohammed, and today I want to talk a little bit about Call of Duty Modern Warfare because I'll tell you guys this: I have been running this Modern Warfare like crazy for the last few days, man. Well, not even last few days, like the last week or so, ever since this game dropped, man. And I want to talk about a couple things pertaining to this game. And to sum it up simply, I want to talk about the game itself, how it relates to the Call of Duty series and the FPS genre, the map design in Modern Warfare, and also just the hardware performance requirements of this game on PC, man. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that I am not really a fan of the Call of Duty franchise. I'm definitely not the kind of person who goes out and buys Call of Duty every year. I think the last time I might have bought Call of Duty was few years back in like 2015 or something like that. I think I bought Advanced Warfare, played it a bit, and then just eventually sold the game back. I wasn't that into it. I think I bought it for PlayStation. Me personally, I've never been able to get into first-person shooter games on PlayStation. I always find I just never play them when I have them on PlayStation or on any console for that matter. I always find it's like I try to get into it on PlayStation with a gamepad, but I just can't. I just need that mouse and keyboard, man, to even enjoy these kind of games. And I feel that way about every first-person shooter game. I need mouse and keyboard. I just don't even have fun with the game unless I play it on PC. And I'll say this, I really enjoyed like the back in the day Modern Warfare, but I haven't really gotten into the series since then. Me as a first-person shooter player, I was into like Counter-Strike back in the day, Halo trilogy back in the day, even though that was a console first person shooter. Then to like Overwatch as well. But man, I think earlier this month I got into COD Mobile on the phone. And then I realized there was a PC emulator for the COD Mobile client that you could download. I think it's called Game Loop, is what it's called, and you could play COD Mobile on PC. And of course, if you're playing with a mouse and keyboard against people who are mostly playing touchscreen on their phone, you're gonna rip these guys in half. So I was like getting like 40 kills during the fucking match. Like it was pretty awful, man. But then this game Modern Warfare comes out, and from what I'm seeing, it was just so much like a throwback to the original Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2 and stuff, but much more realistic and grounded. So I was very interested, and eventually I just decided to go ahead and buy the game because COD Mobile is only so fun for so long. So I ended up getting Modern Warfare, and man, well, I guess I'll save that part for last. But yeah, I've really been enjoying this game. Like I've really, for the first time in a long time, I've truly been enjoying a first-person shooter game that's just a really like core, just like run and gun and shoot and that kind of stuff. Just old school sort of first person shooter with a lot of new school elements, right? And Activision really does know how to make the gameplay addictive and make you want to keep coming back for more. They've added stuff like the night vision missions. The campaign was pretty interesting. I tried it a little bit. Really, I think it's the best Call of Duty game of all time. Easily. I think it's easily the best Call of Duty game they've ever made. At least the game in the series I've enjoyed the most. And I think it's just one of the best first person shooter games ever made. It might be the best first person shooter on the market today. Like, I get the feeling this Modern Warfare game, people are going to be playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare for like the next foreseeable 5 years. Like, of course, there's going to be a new Call of Duty game next year and the year after, but we don't know what direction they're going to go with that. If it's going to be Modern Warfare 2 or what it's going to be. I get the feeling this game specifically might end up being really popular for a while because it really doesn't strike me as being like the other Call of Duty games. It strikes me as a much more intense, hardcore experience. Like people do not get kills as easily. People get killed much easier in this game. You get spotted. The map design is a little bit questionable at times. I find it fun a lot of the time, but there's A lot of camping going on, a lot of guys just parking themselves in one spot. But at the same time, I've always felt like even if someone camps, you should be able to just scope, to like find them out, dig them out, and take care of them. So I feel like that's not quite the biggest complaint, but it does feel like in a lot of ways the map design maybe could be altered to be a little bit less camp centric, a little bit less campy, I think. Otherwise, I find the locations to be fun, but like I think the map Piccadilly I don't like very much. Piccadilly seems a little bit too crazy at times. Some of these maps it feels like the map is so big you're like running around looking for these guys, and then you see them for like 1 second, and then you get like a half second that decides whether you live or the other guy dies. Or if you die or the other guy lives, right? Because the altercations in this game are very fast paced, very like split second, man. Like you got to be good at this game. You can't fuck around in Modern Warfare, man. You got to be serious. The Azir Caves, like the Afghani Caves level, that level is fun, man. That level is fun. There's definitely some maps that prefer over the others in Modern Warfare. I think some maps are too big. You just like if you're not playing Dominion where there's set control points, it's like you're just running around, and trying to find these guys, and then you may find them or you may not find them. So I think the maps could use a little work. Maybe a few new maps, maybe alter some of the maps that are there. Leave Azir Caves alone. Like Azir Caves is just perfect, but yeah, Piccadilly needs some work, I think. Yeah, a couple of these maps need some work because it just feels like too much that like you're just getting killed by some camper, and then you got to go across a certain path to get this camper, and then you might end up running into the other people on the team or another camper. It's just like there's certain spots on the map where you almost get too much coverage with from out of a little window, and you can just kind of dominate. And a lot of these guys will just dominate the match, just camping. And to me, it's not the most exciting thing, man. To me, it's not the most exciting play style, but I think that there is a very good foundation there. A very good foundation there. But I gotta say this, man. Okay, so this gets down to the third part. The third part is that I believe Call of Duty Modern Warfare is the first truly next generation game. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that this game has crashed my PC more than any other game I've ever played on PC in my life. And it's making me want to buy a new PC, man. And let me say this, like I have an Nvidia 1070 GTX in my PC. So that's like maybe a 3 or 4 year old graphics card. It's not the oldest graphics card in the world, right? I paid like $700 for it 3 or 4 years ago. And my PC overall just needs an upgrade, like, but I I think it's just a very stark contrast to how I can run every game. Like I can run all sorts of games on this PC. I've never really had problems. And now Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I'm running like everything on low. I have a thing with my game where it kept crashing so much, and I kept trying every single thing to get this game to work. I tried refreshing Windows and reinstalling the game. And overall, what I found was there's only one way to prevent the game from crashing every time I play it. And what I have to do is I have to reinstall the shaders every single time I play this game, which could take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes every time. So it's almost like I gotta get my PC warmed up. Like, if you guys live in somewhere like Canada, where I live, where it gets cold out in the winter, you gotta warm up your car just to go driving outside, right? You gotta warm up your car so your window defrosts and you can actually see outside and you wipe off all the snow and shit. Basically, that's what I gotta do with this game every time I play it. I gotta warm up, I gotta reinstall the shaders every time. I gotta give it 10 minutes to do that. And then when it's done, then I can play the game. But if I don't do that, and I stress this, every single time this game crashes my PC if I don't do that. And I've been hearing a lot of people are having an even worse time than me. Some people cannot make it past the menu screens at all. Some people, the game just does not start. And, like, the reaction from Activision, like, it mostly seems to be, we're working on that, but maybe you should get a new PC. Like, that seems to be the whole. Maybe you should drop like at least $2,000 on a new PC. At this point, man, I'm enjoying Modern Warfare so much, and I know I'm going to continue to enjoy it. I'm thinking I want to be able to run this game at least in like 1440p, 1440 hertz, right? I want to run it in high frame rate. I got a high frame rate monitor. That fluid tracking in first person shooters is like, it makes it a lot better to like gun guys down and stuff. But I'm just looking at it like, okay, we got Doom Eternal next year, we got Halo Infinite coming, Death Stranding I'm just gonna play on PC. We got like new Guilty Gear is coming out that might run better on PC than on PS4. Like, there's quite a few games coming out that I'm interested. Cyberpunk is coming out. Cyberpunk is coming out soon. I want to build the PC by the time Cyberpunk comes out, to be honest. Yeah, man, like, all I can say is that this game has really made me think, like, wow, I really need a new PC. Like, and I stress that, like, everything else I can run it in pretty reasonable settings. Everything else I can run in pretty reasonable settings, even though I prefer to run things on like a more performance-based mode where it's a little bit less lower graphics but higher frame rate. But like at this point, I'm like, bro, if I'm like struggling this much just to play the game at all, like not even to run it on like high with like nice graphics, just to play the game at all, my PC's suffering this much. I think it's mostly my CPU that's bottlenecking everything. The GPU is generally okay. It's the CPU that's always fucked up. But like, overall, I feel like I just need a new PC. I just need a new PC overall to like be able to run these games the way I want to be able to play them. So I'm getting the feeling I'm going to end up staving off from getting a PlayStation 5. I didn't really ever have plans to get the new Xbox. Once they announced Halo Infinite was on PC, I lost all interest in the new Xbox. I would much rather just build a new PC. And this game has really hit that point home to me that like I need a new PC. So I gotta say it, like Modern Warfare, the graphics. If you have like a really high end PC and you could run this game on like high graphics at like an uncapped frame rate, this game is kind of incredible. This game is kind of absurdly good looking and like just plays really well. The kind of game you're gonna end up. The Modern Warfare alone, I feel like, is almost justifying however much goddamn money you spent on your PC. So, yeah, that's a whole thing. So, yeah, I'm definitely thinking about building a new PC. And it's going to cost money. It's going to cost money. But I feel like if you build one good PC and just maintain it, it will last you like 10 plus years. Especially if you got a very high end PC. So, that's where I'm at right now. And I got Modern Warfare to thank for that. So anyways, guys, that was my little talk about Modern Warfare. I love this game. I think it's a great revolution for the Call of Duty franchise. I think it's the best first-person shooter game in terms of multiplayer, at least, that I've ever played in my life. Certain campaigns I think I enjoyed more in FPS, but in terms of the multiplayer, this shit is the new crack. This shit is the new crack, man. This shit is every guy I know who's a gamer is into this game, man. Every guy I know. So, yeah, man. So that's how I am as a gamer, man. Like, I'm into the niche shit and occasionally the mainstream stuff as well. Like, just over the past 2 weeks, I bought Modern Warfare, and I pre-ordered Death Stranding, and I also used a Switch voucher to get Pokemon Sword. Through all the gold coins and Switch vouchers I bought, I ended up basically getting Pokemon Sword for free when you count all the money I've saved. So yeah, that's my free Nintendo Switch game of the year, Pokemon. So, yeah, even when I get Death Stranding and Pokemon, I'm still going to be every now and then taking breaks to run that COD, baby. Anyways, I'm Michael Muhammad. I really enjoy Modern Warfare. I think more people should give it a try if you haven't. And thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time.